So you're constantly learning, you're constantly teaching yourself, you're constantly trying to be a better person. Have that hunger to be better. You need to look at the people who are better than you, who are doing better than you in life, not being jealous of them, but learn from them and then move on. Be better than what you was yesterday. Okay. Number 6, that Midas touch is very important. Whatever you touch turns into gold. Hey, what's happening, people? Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 10 rules of my success, 10 rules of success what everybody should follow. I didn't know these rules to start with, but as I've gone along in my business, my property journey, my other businesses, I have learned these rules, and I follow these rules all the time. So if you follow these rules, I am 100% sure you will be successful in your journey of your life, whatever you're doing, whether you're doing a business in property, whether you're doing any other businesses, you will succeed 100%. Okay, so let's begin with the rule number 1. Rule number 1 is always be a student. So if you want to succeed in life, make sure you're always willing to learn. If you're not willing to learn, you're not going to get anywhere. So you're constantly learning, you're constantly teaching yourself, you're constantly trying to be a better person. For example, myself, I like to read at least 15-20 minutes, half an hour every night before I go to bed. So that way, the next morning when I wake up, I've got more information than the day before. So always be a student. Number 2, you got to have an entrepreneurial mindset. As I spoke in my last video as well, that if your mindset is wrong, you're not going to get anywhere. So having your mindset, thinking like an entrepreneur, don't think like if you're going to think like so for example, a factory worker, or you're going to think as a storekeeper, store worker, your mentality is going to stay there and your level is going to stay there as well. So if you need to elevate your level, if you need to succeed, you want to go towards success, you have to think like an entrepreneur. Okay. So number 3 is learn how to sell. That's very important. If you don't know how to sell, then there's no point inventing or making anything, or even finding a product. So for example, you find the best product on the market, but if you don't know how to sell it, you could have the best product, but if you can't sell it, it's basically it's just a waste of time because you can't sell the product. So selling something is knowing how to sell, knowing how to sell even yourself. No, I'm not saying in a bad way, but knowing how to sell your talent, your passion to the world is very important. If you can sell things, then you can make money, because if there is no sale, there's no money. Okay. Number four is be a team player. So you always need to be a team player. Nobody can achieve everything by themselves. You don't want to be one of those guys who would say, okay, I see hundreds and thousands of companies here in the UK and worldwide as well, who have just got one CEO or one director, and that person is trying to do everything. But that's where they go wrong. That's where they fail, because you can't do everything by yourself. You need to have a team around you. You need to have a team which is uh, even more um, knowledgeable than yourself, so that they can elevate your business. Being a CEO, your job is to take the company to new heights, but you can't do that by yourself. If you have people working around you, people helping you, uh, professionals who are masters of their trades around you, that's the only way you can actually be a successful businessman. So having a good team around you is very important. Number 5 is always strive to do better. So like I said earlier on in my, I think, example number 2, uh, you need to strive to be better every day. If you're not trying to do anything new every day, you're not going to better yourself. Okay. You need to learn to be better. You need to learn from other people. You need to learn from there's lots of resources on Google. There's lots of resources on YouTube. So you need to strive. You need to have that hunger to be better. You need to look at the people who are better than you, who are doing better than you in life, not being jealous of them, but learn from them and then move on. Be better than what you was yesterday. Okay. Number six is seek mentors. If you haven't got a mentor, I will advise you to go and get a mentor. Okay. I mean, I've had a mentor in the past. I've learned a lot by myself as well, but I have actually gone to people for advice who I've looked up to, and they've given me the right advice. That's where I am today. That's why I'm making this video and I'm telling you all this today. You need a mentor. A mentor can actually hold your hand and get you through the obstructions, uh, the down periods, because they have already been there. They have already done those. They've made those mistakes, and they've learned ways around those mistakes, how to avoid those mistakes. Okay, you can in your property journey, if you haven't got a mentor, it can be very, very costly. Whereas if you do have one, it can save you a lot of money. Okay, so finding a mentor is the biggest one. Okay, so number seven is do your research before you go into any venture, any business, be it be a property business or a shop, anything. Make sure you do your research. I'm going to give an example of property business because that's what I'm talking about here. In property world, if you're going to buy a property, for example, and if you don't do the research of the area, you don't know the demographics of the area, you don't know what the ceiling prices are, the house prices in the area, or a commercial prices, then you are gonna make a big loss. Okay, so doing your research on anything you're about to do, say for example you're looking for a new product for your e-commerce store. um, there is very important that you do your due diligence, you check the market, you find out which product is selling hot, which products are not selling. That's the only way you're going to succeed. Okay, so do your research all the time. Number eight, become a leader. So this is the biggest one as well, I think. Um, you got to think like a leader. You can't think like a sheep who's following the other sheep. Okay, you got to think of the top dog. You got to think of yourself as the yes, I am the leader. I'm gonna lead people. People need to follow you. You don't want to be following anyone. Yes, take advice from other people. I'm not saying that don't take advice from someone who's got more knowledge than you. But what I'm trying to say is this mindset, like in my point number two, I said to you, the mindset has to change. If the mindset doesn't change, you will not get anywhere. Again, same thing. If you're going to think of as a rickshaw driver, for example, you're going to stay as a rickshaw driver. But whereas if you're going to think as a pilot, a plane driver, I could say, then you're going to be thinking at that level. Okay, so your mindset needs to change. You need to think as a leader. Go and watch leadership videos, go and listen to leadership podcasts. There's millions of them available on YouTube, on Google. So think as a leader, become a leader. Don't think as a leader, you're not going to become a leader. Okay, so that brings me to my number nine. You got to have a Midas touch. What I mean is that you should be able to make money off anything you're selling or anything you're touching, really. Uh, you got to have that charisma by yourself. You got to develop that charisma by yourself. How you can achieve that? You can achieve that by right habits. You can achieve that by making the right choices in life regarding your lifestyles, regarding your teaching, regarding who you're learning from. Okay, so that Midas touch is very important. Whatever you touch turns into gold. As we say, oh, this person, whatever he touches just turns into gold. That's because they have developed the Midas touch. Okay, so learn about that. And now that brings me my last um, idea, rule of success, and this is the biggest one, guys. This one is don't ever quit. Okay, so once you start something, don't stop, because whether you start a new business or whether you're running a business, there are going to be periods where you're going to go your business is going to take that dip. Okay, especially when you're starting a new business, you start up there, you're really really full of energy, you're full of confidence, and you know that you're gonna smash it. Like you guys are gonna smash the like button right now, so you know that you're gonna do it. But then what happens is you start, and then the dip comes. Okay, it happens with every business, it's always gonna happen. But once, I would say 99% of the people stop, they fail on that dip because they think this is it. I've lost. I'm losing now. I'm not gonna make through this business. I'm not gonna make through this project, and they give up. And I buy so many properties where people have done the properties of halfway and they've stopped because it brings me to my last video. I will leave a link as well, because they've been lazy and they can't go and raise finance. Okay, and then they leave their project, they sell it for peanuts, sell it for way below market value because they need the money, their money is stuck, or they owe the bank money. So that's because they quit. Don't quit. Okay, if you keep going, you notice that at some point the universe will start helping you, and you will find ways to get that money and complete the project, or make those sales what you needed to. So always keep going. That's my number 10 and the biggest secret to success. Okay, so guys, I hope you like this video. This video is a little bit different than what I do normally. I go and um, onto my projects and I show you another one of those coming soon as well. But this video is a second one in the series of where I'm passing my knowledge to you guys, sitting quietly, peacefully, and just talking to you guys. Okay, so make sure you follow these 10 rules of success, and you cannot fail in life and in any business.